massive, explosive news that happened overnight that the mainstream media is not talking about, and for good reason, because they don't want to cause a run on the banks. And I'm going to tell you about it because I think everyone needs to know about this. So last night, Halloween night, in the middle of the night, the Federal Reserve injected billions of dollars into the banking system. They conducted the biggest repo operation since 2020 in COVID, injecting $29.4 billion into the banking system. Repos are short-term loans where the banks trade treasuries for cash to boost liquidity, meaning the banks are having a cash liquidity problem, which means loans are going to tighten up significantly. U.S. bank reserves have crashed to $2.8 trillion. That's a 4-year low. Guys, major alarm bells are going off. They did this very quietly. It wasn't really announced. No one talked about it. This is major. They did it Friday night, so there's not a rush on the banks today because many of them are closed. So, guys, they are trying to safeguard the system, but they are showing that it is under significant stress, and it is going to be compounded and get even worse today and into this week, because there is now billions of dollars that is not going to be flowing in the businesses, into the banking system because of the SNAP benefits expiring. So without that money coming into the system, that's just a huge chunk that's not going in through the banks. And then you have the government shutdown causing contractors to not be getting paid. That money's not flowing through. Then you've got the air traffic controllers not working and that money not flowing in, and all these other government employees not having money come in flowing through the banking system. So it's massive losses. The shutdown has to end. What this also shows is that people have already been going to the banks to pull out their cash, to get their cash out. So the banks are low on cash. There's probably people even going there trying to pull money and being told no, they don't have it. I'm sure that is happening. And if it's not yet, it might start happening here very soon. I'm not trying to be an alarmist here, but this is actually happening. This move by the Fed shows there's major problems ahead. This could be the big correction coming. It could hit this week. Could this looming crisis be the reason senior cabinet officials have moved on to military housing now?
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and the sincere salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying and straight to the point. Now, I would like to start this lesson off with the definition of prudent. It reads, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Now, from here, you probably know where I'm going. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. It reads, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. All right. What is evil? Bad times. Okay. Evil times. They're on the horizon, whether you want to believe it or not. It reads, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. Right. The simple neglect the signs of the times and continue in whatever folly that has their attention at the time. And therefore the Lord creeps up on them as a thief in the night to be punished with judgment. Okay? Now from here, to back up my point, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, and we'll start at 18. It reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginnings of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginnings of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right. Because your tab of wickedness has to be paid. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourge. All right. And that's what's taking place. The Heavenly Father is bringing all this judgment upon the earth and upon you people. But what does Proverbs 22 and 3 say? but the simple pass on and are punished. All right. Now, let's grab a little bit of this video. Okay.
Things are really getting crazy with the banking system right now. I mean, people are waking up and finding their accounts showing zero balances. Their cards are declining for no reason, and the banks are scrambling for emergency cash in the middle of the night. This isn't normal, and people are starting to panic.
I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this right now, but none of my banking apps are working. I can't transfer money. Venmo's not working. Somebody went to McDonald's this morning. They said systems are down at all McDonald's, so you couldn't get food. Show me. Let me see your phone.
This is what my phone says when I try to get on my banking app.
It says something's not right. Looks like something went wrong on our end. Please try again later. Every banking app right now is saying try again later. You guys, what's going on? Is this having to do with the shutdown? Is this something like, what's going on with the banks? I'm freaking out. I'm low-key freaking out. High-key freaking out.
So it's payday. I pulled into Costco to get my mom's prescription and to pick up some groceries because I'm running pretty low on some things. And I decided to check my bank account beforehand. And my paycheck is not in my account. So I called payroll. They said, well, we deposited your paycheck. It should be in your account. So I called the bank, and the online banking says that my account balance is zero, which is not what my banking app tells me. It's telling me I have the same balance as yesterday. So I called the bank, and I am on hold and on hold and on hold. And then they're like, hey, we'll call you back if you press 1, because I still need to get mom's prescription. So I press 1, and now I'm on a callback list, and I'm trying not to freak out. So if you bank with Bank of America, are you having issues too? Could you please let me know?
We were in the middle of grocery shopping when we found out that our bank had an outage. We logged into our account, thankfully we did, and it showed $0, which we know we didn't have $0 in there because one, my husband got paid today, and we're over here trying to feed our children dinner, and we cannot do that because there has been an outage for a few hours. Bank of America, do better, and you guys better count your days because that is not.
All right. So as you can see, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is working. He's definitely working. All right. Because a collapse of the economic system is going to bring about all the judgments that I just read about in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter from the Heavenly Father. All right. That's how famine, that's how scourges, that's how tribulation, death, bloodshed, that's how all these things are going to take place on a massive scale because the Heavenly Father is going to bring down this system. All right. And it's evident. It's completely evident. We continue to tell you that what? America, Babylon the Great is insolvent. And a prudent man sees these signs of the banks borrowing money from the repo market. No amount of quantitative easing, borrowing money from the repo market is going to heal this place. This place is through. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So from here, let's grab Jeremiah chapter 51, starting at verse 7. And it reads, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right. And the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, has used America as an instrument of his judgment. Okay? Using its power and wealth to what? To intoxicate and afflict the people. Okay? The nations. It reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. Right. And there's no amount of balm or ointment, quantitative easing, using the repo market to heal this place, to make America great again. Okay? We are at the end of this movie. And pretty soon the credits are going to be rolling. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go into his own country. Right. And that's what you're seeing. A lot of people from other nations fleeing this place. Even Americans are fleeing America and making social media videos about moving to other countries and leaving America while they still can. All right. I mean, they're being prudent, but ultimately you can't run or escape from the Heavenly Father's judgment. It reads, for his judgment reaches unto the heavens. You see, you can't run from it. And is lifted up even to the skies. All right. So let's end it with Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6 in the NLT. If you lean on Egypt, and we know this is not speaking of ancient Egypt, but it's speaking of pertaining to Revelations, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Okay. All right. Which is America. It reads, on Egypt, if you lean on Egypt, it will be like a reed that splinters beneath your weight and pierces your hand. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, is completely unreliable. And that's what you people are finding out, that DJ Trump is completely unreliable. And everything that he told y'all about making America great again and about doing this and doing that, all right, is a lie. And these banks are a sign of what's to come. So with that being said, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom, Israel. Wa Abad Babal.